Hey, what's going on? Matthew Taman here. I get a ton of questions from people about drag and drop. Now, for those of you who don't know about drag and drop, this is the new wave of creating websites. When I started creating websites, back in 2002, they didn't have drag and drops back then. So what I want to do today is I want to compare and do a demo review, firsthand look at Elementor, which is a drag and drop website builder for WordPress, with SP Page Builder for Joomla. Now, a lot of people have been asking me, Matthew, what do you think about, Elementor compared to Page Builder? How do you do this? Or what do you think? So today, I want to go through and just show you the similarities and some of the differences that if you're thinking about using SP Page Builder, or if you're using it, or if you're using Elementor, either one, you can be able to, you be the judge. So let's first take a look at SP Page Builder. And when you go on their website here, it shows you what it does. You kind of see some of the features and the layout of it. You can create a website without coding. It shows you pre-designed templates that you can be able to use. And it shows you here, they have a free version, they have a pro version. Now the free version, if you come here, this is the add-ons that's available. They have 14 free add-ons. That means you can be able to use any one of these elements to build your website with. But if you want to use more, then you would have to upgrade and get the pro version. Okay, so there's 50 of them. So that gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of what you can do. And you also have third-party integrations with them. You can use Joomla, K2, and J2 Store. So this gives you an idea of what SP Page Builder can do. Okay, so now let's go to Elementor. And if you notice, they have a similar thing. Now, one thing that I do want to say about page builders, regardless of what software that you're using, they do the same thing. So I'm being very clear about that. Okay, they just design it differently and they give you different options in terms of how to do it. So it shows you the same thing for Elementor, fast performance. I'm just kind of scrolling through this here. You can build professional websites, picture perfect, get more leads, traffic, pop up. For developers to do more, creating a website you can imagine. So I'm just going through here. And as you can see, the lingo with this one is pretty close to SP Page Builder, but how do they really stack up against each other? So you scroll through here, you can integrate it. So you go to features, you see design, marketing, and you can use this to build your WooCommerce website as well. So you scroll down here. Over 80 design. So they have 80 elements, is where Page Builder has 50. 50 Pro, probably more, 64, something like that. So they have pretty much, not the same amount of elements. For Elementor is called widgets. Page Builder calls it add-on. So I just wanted to give you guys a little, idea first, or a little preview. So let's take a look at their pricing. So let's go to pricing for Elementor. The pricing, you have 0 for a number of sites. You have the personal, you have the expert, you have the plus. So this shows you what you can be able to do and what comes with it. So if you're thinking about starting, you look at the packages here. Now let's take a look at Page Builder. Now their pricing, you have $32. You can have SP Builder Pro, Lifetime, and this shows you all what you get for each individual package here. So now enough about the overview. Let's take a look. Let's get to action and see how they actually perform. So first, let's go to SP Page Builder. So this is a pre-designed website. One thing about Page Builders is that they will give you a pre-designed website or building blocks that you can be able to use to build your website. Now, I do want to say that this is the demo for Page Builder. And with the demo, it gives you so much more. It gives you all the add-ons. You have access to all the pro add-ons for the demo, as to where the Elementor, which I'm using now, it gives you just the basics. I don't have the pro package because I wanted to do just a comparison so you guys can kind of see how that stacks up. So let's go over now. You have the blocks. You have the layouts. And with the layouts, this is just different predefined templates that you can be able to use. And you have the tools, you have the pages. So you can be able to do a lot with SP Page Builder. So as you move your mouse over, you notice that it's highlighted into green, and that just lets you know that you have control over whatever your mouse is highlighted. So this entire area is highlighted. You can be able to make changes. So if I put right here, if I wanted to make some changes here, I can do the same thing. If I wanted to delete, if I wanted to move, I can drag things up and down, left and right. I can add more columns and more rows. So this is pretty straightforward, right? You can be able to add a bunch of different things on here. You can add subscription, you can put this. You can also have for the mobile, the tablet, that's the tablet view, and then you have the cell phone view to be able to see. Okay, so this is how Page Builder works. All these blocks, you have to drag them over. So let me just go to create a new page. So I'm gonna call it new. Okay, so we're starting with a blank canvas here, the same thing that we're starting with a blank canvas here for Elementor. All right, so blank canvas and blank canvas. So now with Elementor, this is WordPress. You would have to have a WordPress website, and you have to install the plugin, which I've done. So I'm not gonna go into details with this one, how to install the plugin and all that. Maybe later on I'll show you guys how to do that. So if you look on this left column here, okay, you have well, there's the global, that's for the pro, so we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so let's get back here. So you have the basic widgets, which are 10. So that means that for the free version of it, you only have 10 widgets to use. You cannot use these here because these are the pro. Okay, so if you want to use the pro ones, then you have to upgrade to the pro in order to be able to use it. So if I try to click here, it's going to tell me you need to upgrade to the pro to be able to use it. But you can still sit in action. So all these are locked, and then have some of the general ones here. So when you scroll down, you can incorporate like your WooCommerce website. You can build your WooCommerce store with this. And what WooCommerce is, it's a plugin for WordPress that lets you build online store. You can be able to, you know, sell products on there. So what these guys have done, just like SP Page Builder, that have integrated Joomla. What's that plugin? Now they've integrated some of the shopping carts that you can be able to use. Let me just go back here. That's the J2 Store. Just kind of slipped my mind for a minute, but they've integrated J2 Store, which is an e-commerce plugin that you can be able to use to build your website with, right? So that's what these guys have done. They've integrated WooCommerce, which is WordPress' largest, and you know a lot of people use it to build an online store. So you can create your cart, your products, and different things here. But this is for the pro. I'm not going to go over that, but I just wanted to show you the same thing. Now I do recommend that for any one of these that you get the pro version because it gives you a whole lot. So let's take a look now. So right now you have 2 items here, okay? And you can add template or you can just add a widget. Now, if you want to just add a widget, in other words, you want to drag any one of these here, you can do that as well. So if I click here, it's going to ask me to select the structure of my page. Now, what this means is, as you see the different layouts options here, you can be able to pick and choose how many columns that you want. Now, this is based on the type of website that you want to create. Sometimes you need 2 columns, other times you need 3, and you need 4. That's based on that. Now, let's go over to SP Page Builder. They have the similar thing here. So let's click to add new row. Now we're asked, how do we want this to be shown? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 gives a different option. Now the difference with this one here is that you can do custom, but whatever custom number you do, all of this has to total to the number 12, okay? So if you notice, you count 4 plus 4 plus 4, that's 12. So whatever combination you have, it has to be total the number 12, okay? So you can put anything here as long as it's 12. You can put it in just 1, just 12. So you choose the layout options you want here. So let's go back to Elementor. So we'll have 2. So let's just start off first with 2, okay? So let's click on 2. So now we have 2 columns here. Let's go back to Page Builder. And let's choose 2. Now we have 2 columns. Now, when you go to Elementor, I know I'm going back and forth, but I just want you guys to kind of see how both of them work side by side. Okay. So now with Elementor, you have the content width. When you click on this drop down, you can get the full width. Now with a full width, that allows for the full width of the page. So it's going to stretch and give you a little bit more So let's put it back to box. And you can kind of pick and choose the width here. You see, as you move it here, it's adjusting these two columns here individually. So it goes like that. And you can choose the column, the gaps. You can choose no gap. Is going to be that. You can't see anything right now yet because you would have to add some items or some widgets in between those. So let's keep that to default, vertical line, default, flow, default. Now let's go over to the structure. This, 50-50, or you can switch it to 36-66. You can switch it to that. So what that means is that you can rearrange the column options here, which is something that I really love because let's say you start up with 50-50. You have one or two options. You can either drag left or drag right as well to kind of move it. See, I'm moving, making one smaller, making one bigger, or I can just click here and it's going to do that for me. So let's go over to the style. Now with the style, you have a lot of different things. So you can have the background where it's the classic background. You can have a gradient background. You can have a video background, and you can have a slideshow. So you get to pick and choose how this works. So let's go over to the overlay. Now the background overlay is it's a little overlay that you add in the background that gives it a certain color or a certain look. So let's go here. You can have the hover when someone hovers over the background. How do you want it to be? So let's just go with something like a gradient. You can pick and choose. Right now you don't see anything because we have to add the colors to it. You have the primary color and you have a secondary color like a gradient with that. So let's go here. So this is how with the Elementor setup it is. You have the background overlay and you have the border, you have the hover. You can choose the radius for each for the top, right, bottom, and left. And the same thing for the divider, you can do that. And for the typography, this allows you with the colors, the text, the links, and all that, you can choose the individual ones all here for that. So that gives you a lot of flexibility and options. So let's go over now to Page Builder and see how this works with it. So with Page Builder, it's the same thing. You have the margins here at the top, so you can go up, you can go down, and you can be able to, let's move that up more. And if you want to adjust this section here, so you go over to this item here, this the row. And this shows you all the different things you can do. Now let's go over to Elementor. You see how you have the background, the overlay, the borders, and different things. So you can choose an image, you can choose a color, primary color. So you see I chose that color. Now this whole thing is that color. Let's say I wanted to choose something accent colors, I can choose that. Now let's go over to Page Builder. You have the similar thing here. So with Page Builder, you can put the title in the center. You can put the fluid rows, extended width, and let's go over to style. With the style, you can choose your heading size, you can choose the width, you can choose the pattern, that is the space that is above or below, and you can choose the color. You can choose the border radius, and you can choose for the background color is set to none. You see how with Elementor you can choose the background right there. You can also upload an image. So let's go here. Now let's go to the color. So let's choose the background. I'm just going to choose, as I choose that red, you notice that it's changing it based on how moving. So it's pretty much the same thing as you can see here with Elementor. You can have the same feature. You can do the exact same thing. You want to add a video in the background, you can put your YouTube link right here, and it is going to do that for you. And then of course you have the advanced for the margin. Now with the margin, sometimes you want to add a margin up top or bottom. You can be able to do that. So you can add the margin. You see if I'm adding the numbers going up, it's doing it all across the board. So it's adding the margin. I can add some more padding. Just adding a padding inside of it. Now the reason why I'm spending time to do this for you guys is that once you understand the core concept of how they work, you can be able to build anything. Once you understand the concept of how SP Page Builder and Elementor, how they work, you can design any type of website without coding. So you have the motion effect here. You have the fade in, which is the same thing that Page Builder has. You can be able to do different animations here. This one, hey, you see the fade in. This one it's called animation, as where Elementor, they call it motion effect, but it's the same thing. So if you want an item to slide in, fade in, zoom in, you can do that. You have the responsiveness with Page Builder. You have the responsiveness as well. You can hide on the mobile, tablet. So this is really cool because there are times when you may want to show an item exclusively on just the phone. Maybe you run a special or something. You can hide an entire section here and just show it on specific devices. The same thing here, hide on desktop, hide on tablet, hide on mobile, and you have the attributes just for the Pro. You have the custom CSS is for the Pro as well. But once you understand the concept of how this works, okay, you can be able to do anything. Now let's take a look here at this section. So when you click here, each column here, you can customize it with how you want it to be. The same thing with Page Builder. Let's go back to Page Builder. Okay, so you can be able to do a lot of different things once you add different element on here. Now the difference here, let's go back here. Each one of these, you can be able to customize it. But so let me drag contact form in there. So now I have this contact form. Now the difference in terms of the rows just here is that with Elementor, you can customize it without adding a plugin or something. So let's go back. Let's go back. So let's say that I want to add, let's just see here. I can grab this video and I'm just gonna drop it right there. So when I drop that right there, it's going to show the default link that they set up. So I can easily just change this to whatever link that I want it to be. So I can go either to YouTube, Vimeo, Dailymotion, or self-hosted. I can choose to change the video from any one of these. I can choose the start time here, and I can choose the end time. I can have autoplay, I can have it mute, I can have it loop, and so on and so forth. So I can have the image overlay. And I can go over to the style once again, choose the aspect ratio. I can go to advanced. I can change, let's say I wanted to make this like that, or I can build it up like this. So the motion effects, the same thing with SP Page Builder. So let's go back here and we're gonna find a video. So I can just search for video. So I'm just gonna drag this over. Again, as you can see, it's the same thing. Just drag and drop and you're able to put things. You can show related video, you can do that, you can hide it. Again, the same thing. You drag a video over and you have that right there. So now in terms of designer interface, you can see that they're similar because all of them gives you everything you need on the side. So with Elementor, it gives you all the things that you're going to need here on this side as well. Okay, you click here to see all the widgets. You scroll down, and it shows you what you have ability to do, and the same thing with SP Page Builder right here. Now, one thing that I do note here is that you can adjust the column size like that with Elementor, but you can't really do that with SP Page Builder. Like to drag, you see how I was able to drag, make it bigger or smaller. So that's something that you can't really do that with Page Builder. Like I can't adjust these columns like I really want to if I wanted to make a change. So I can click here. When I go to advanced, I can be able to pick and choose with the style, the attributes, and you just kind of play around with it more. So you can drag and drop any element that you see here. Again, these are the free version, so you're very limited to what you're able to do, very limited. So let's come over. I'm just gonna grab something here real quickly. So I have this here. I'm gonna click to edit. Then I can go to content and I can just put whatever YouTube link that I have. And then you have this button here at the bottom that if you're ready to go, you can save as draft or you can save as template. And also you can preview changes. You can see the responsive mode, you can see the history, and you can use the navigator to be able to navigate through it. So you scroll here. So let's save as draft. So what I've done now is, I added the widget for an image, and I added this image here with the Docan which is a WordPress multi-vendor plugin. Awesome stuff to use. And then I can choose to add icons. If I wanted to add another section here, I'll just click to add a section, or I can click here and I can go to their templates. Now the templates, just like Page Builder has its own template functionality, it allows you to start to build your website right off the gate. So sometimes they have pro versions and they have a free version. Sometimes you want to build a website, but you need that inspiration. You don't know where to begin, what to do, how to get going. So you kind of just, this really helps for inspiration because they've already done that work for you. So this are the pro version of it and the free one. So let's just click, let's say this one here, this is the free one. So I'm just gonna click insert. So you got to create an account first. So as you can see, once you click to insert it, then you get this. It's kind of confined now because of the space that is in. So you scroll down here. This is the template that we just install. So you can look at it through a different mode. Just scroll down. And that's the beauty about it too, is that you can install some of the templates. Now, when you go over to Page Builder, you have the same thing. So you go over to layouts. And they show you all the different templates that you can be able to use. So let's say there's something here that you like. Let's say I'm just gonna grab this one here, okay? So I click on it and I like this. And I click to import it. So when I click import it, just like that, I have a brand new website. So it's really simple, very easy, and is the fastest way to build a website. So if you're starting, you're trying to figure out, you don't know how you want your site to look, where things to be, this is a great way to go, is just taking some time on the internet to load. But this is a really quick and easy way that you can do that. Elementor gives you the same thing where I can delete this whole thing just with one click. Delete this section. If I want to customize each section of the template that I just install, I can be able to do this here as well and just kind of scroll through it. The same thing to a page builder is that I can change this heading. I can move things around. I can customize. I can tweak. I can do pretty much, I can drag more add-ons to this if I want to. And the same thing too with Elementor, that I can go back here. If I wanted to add something, if I take this text editor, when I do that, you notice that little blue spot right there. I can just drop it. So right there, I'm editing the template that I just designed. So this is really great in terms of those that want to have more functionality, is you can be able to get one of the templates. Let's go back here. So let's go to the bottom. I'm just going to you can grab it on this. If you have the pro version, you can of course add the pro element there. And then you can save your template. So you're designing the template, you can click to save it. So it's going to be under my templates section here, all the templates that you've worked on that you want to repurpose, want to use it again. And then we have building blocks. Building blocks are another fast way to build websites. Let's go over to Page Builder, see what we've got. You have blocks. So with blocks, you can just drag and drop this blocks here on the page. Let's say you like how this section with this one here looks, you drag it and you just drop it. So now all of a sudden you have this whole block that you can design and customize. So let's go to Elementor, the same thing here. They have the pro one and they have the free one. So you can scroll through, or you can go through the categories section here and see which ones that you want. The same thing with Page Builder. You can click this drop down and see the type of block that you want to use. You can add it. So let's go back to Elementor. You can use single page services, whatever you want. And then once you see the one, you just click to insert. And just like that, you have this new block that you've inserted with this template. So let's go back here, and you have, different tools you can be able to have. You can import, you can export. The same thing with Elementor. You can import, you can export different things. You have the navigation, you can preview changes, you can publish. Let's go back here, and there's so many things that you can do with both of them. Okay, there's so many things. This is the Happy Add-ons Pro, which gives you a little bit more. So as you can see, Elementor and SP Page Builder, they allow you to do the same thing. They give you the same tools that you need and gives you a lot of flexibility. Now the difference is this one is Joomla and this one is WordPress. Okay, the reason why I wanted to do this video is that if you understand the concept of how things work, once you know what to do, you are going to be able to design websites with ease. And I've been using Joomla page builders since they first started on the scene. I think like 2008, around there, when page builders came into the scene. Understanding how page builders work, trust me, you can do anything. If it was up to me and I had to pick between these two, I think both of them work really well. They're done beautifully, and you can do so many things with them. You know, so you really can't go wrong with either one, because if you can ask me to build any type of website with either one, I can do the same thing. They give the exact same tools. You know, it's just laid out differently, it's called differently. But at the end of the day, it does the exact same thing that you're looking for, which is to build beautiful websites. Now I'm going to work on more tutorials for Elementor extensive that will show you how to use all the different things and the pros and, you know, and things like that. So, but I wanted to give you guys, for my Joomla users out there, been asking, you know, what's the difference between both of them? You know, technically there's really not that much different. It's just two different softwares called same. They perform the same task, the same thing, but they just call something different, and it's just different platforms. One is for WordPress, which is Elementor, and one is for Joomla. So the choice is pretty much up to you. If you're a WordPress user, hey, go for it. If you're a Joomla user, go for it. But for me, I use both of these to design websites, and they both work really, really well. So hopefully you like this video. More is coming out for Elementor because I get a lot of requests from people that want to know. So I'm going to be posting up the videos for it, and make sure that you stay connected. And also leave me your comments in the comment section there. You know, which one have you used? Have you used either of these? Have you used both of them? And which one do you prefer and why?